This week has a lot of push and pull, where we want to see the bigger picture versus where we feel really overwhelmed by the bigger picture. Hello, my name is Mimi Folco from Harvey Alchemy. I am a tarot reader, astrologer, and numerologer, among many other magical things, and I am here to break down the week's astrology. This week feels busy. There's activity nearly every day, and some of it is kind of conflicting, where Neptune really wants to pull you into this dreamland. Pluto and Mars really want you to work towards your highest goals. And then Venus is there to bring a little bit more flavor. That's all I have to say. So it's a lot. We're gonna get into it right now, but before we do, I just wanna ask that you comment below what really stands out to you. I really love hearing from you guys, and yeah, so make sure you subscribe if you like this kind of information as well. All right, let's get into it. On Monday, which is December 6th, Mars in Scorpio is going to be sextile Pluto in Capricorn. Decisive action is really what's setting this week off. Scorpio and Capricorn both know what they want and they use their ambition to go achieve it. And Mars and Pluto do the exact same. So I would say to take advantage here and to make the really conscious choice to put in the effort for change and put in the effort for a more optimal version of you. You know, work towards being that you that you've always wanted to be. I would say be careful because this could lend itself to kind of a more self-centered energy. It is important to navigate it properly, as in stay compassionate and kind, obviously, always. But at the core of this transit, there's nothing wrong with making yourself and your goals priority. Because if anyone's gonna do that, it really should be you. Maybe use this time to let go of your need to be taken care of. Or maybe let go of your need to always take care of everybody else. While these energies aren't particularly soothing or nurturing, there's still a way for care of the self in this really masculine and externalized way. Put yourself first, put your goals at the forefront, and do what needs to be done to achieve them. However, it does get a little more complex, especially once we get to the next transit. On Tuesday, December 7th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius square to Neptune in Pisces. Mercury, which rules our thought processes, our communication styles, and also like where we focus our mental energy, is in this far out sign of Sagittarius, seeing the bigger picture and philosophizing those larger concepts. And it's forming this really divisive aspect with Neptune, which is also in its own dream state in Pisces. So just be careful that some of your goals aren't realistic. You might be a little too far into la la land, basically. However, if you feel like your goals are out there but still attainable, go for it. Reach for them. I just would also recommend giving yourself a little reality check here and there, asking yourself what sort of success you're looking for, what kind of growth are you seeking, and also why. This ties into the next day's transit too. On Wednesday, December 8th, Mars in Scorpio is square Jupiter in Aquarius. Where Mars is working with Pluto, it's actually working against Jupiter. Okay. So there's some push and pull when looking at your growth and your expansion. You could find yourself in a very laser-focused niche market almost, like closing yourself off to any new forms of learning or evolving as a human. And there's this sort of need to look at the bigger picture, but then not look at so big of a picture that you lose sight of reality. So, you know, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's almost like there's like this perfect Goldilocks spot of perspective that no one's really getting right. So release that need to have everything right now and have everything perfect, and instead just be open to the new growth that comes from that release. All of these planets so far, except Neptune, are really action oriented and they're very dynamic energies. So there are a lot of moving parts, fast moving parts. Navigate them slowly and then navigate them with care. Next, on Thursday, December 9th, we have Venus conjunct Pluto, and they are both in the sign of Capricorn. I spoke a little bit about this last week for the new moon in Sagittarius because this conjunction was kind of relevant, but now that it's exact, it will feel really in your face and it'll feel important. So Venus rules your money, it rules your relationships, but also your relationship to yourself is highlighted with Venus. And then Pluto rules the systemic uprooting and change. So maybe you'll feel like your finances or your relationships are going through this reconstruction phase, that things feel like they're crumbling, or that, you know, you're not really sure of anything anymore. All I can say for this is to surrender to that energy, because fighting it only causes more inner turmoil. And that is sort of like you end up letting the fear that you have, you're letting it win. which I know this is all way easier said than done. I'm human too, and I struggle to let go of these energies and these fears. Venus-Pluto aspects are particularly intense for us because we care so deeply about others, and we care about what they think of us and how we exchange our love and care with each other. So yeah, be aware of the fears or of the resistance that show up within you this time, and take that as a sign to let the change do its work. This is the transit this week that I think will bring the most clarity. I call this the doozy of the week. A lot of what we're dealing with this week is pulling us in a lot of different directions and seeing a lot of different perspectives. Whereas with Pluto, you can't really hide or reason yourself out of its energy. Pluto's gonna do what needs to be done. All right, so moving on to the next one. This is a little mini transit, which is on Saturday, December 11th. It is Mercury in Sag, sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius. After having examined what Pluto's doing in your life, which is basically where the late degrees of Capricorn is in your chart, so check that out and comment below, it is a good idea to talk about it. Connect with your people or even journal about it. Mercury, it rules your smaller social circles, but it also rules writing, and it literally rules pens and paper. So use your words to express or just to vocalize what you're going through, because having another person or thing to bounce your thoughts off of might give you a much broader perspective and a little more context to what you're going through. Lastly, on Sunday, December 12th, we have the Sun in Sag square to Neptune. Another square to Neptune, so we're back to the possibility of delusional thinking. Maybe with all of that intensity that we were having, especially with Pluto, we want to give ourselves a break and numb out or practice some of our handy-dandy escapist tendencies. We all have them. And I'm not here to tell you you shouldn't do that. You're human and you're gonna do what you're gonna do. So be kind to yourself, and if you have the willingness to acknowledge when you do take part in some numbing activities, that is great too. Do what you can. But this week is intense and there's even more to come. Be loving to yourself and be loving to others. Try and channel some of your more creative energies, especially on this day. Maybe you can express or have some form of outlet of your more anxious feelings through art or music or writing, whatever works for you. Neptune in Pisces has been a lot, so give yourself some slack. That's sort of my biggest piece of advice for this transit. All right, so that is this week's astrology. I know it's a lot, and with the coming weeks, it's a little taste of what is more to come. Be forgiving, be kind, be gentle, but also go after what you want in a non-gentle way. That's what they all have to tell us, so. This is when we're really shifting our focus to the goals for the end of the year. So I'm wishing you the best of luck. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you like this video. I post tarot videos every Saturday and astrology videos every Sunday, so there's always more to look forward to. All right, thank you guys. Bye.